What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with my all T, all shade power, numerology, trade 5 ghost. This is season 1, episode 7, and we're on Vlogmas day 11. Okay, so this episode, there were things about it that I liked, and there were things that I absolutely detested and hated. So we will be going over all of those things. So the episode begins with Kane and his people from GTG and TMT and TDG. I don't know the group, child. Robbing the church. And I was like, all of y'all going to motherfucking hell, including the writers for writing this shit. So the pastor's son peeps one of the guy's tattoos on his hand. The pastor is begging Kane not to rob them. Kane hit the man over the head with a gun. One of his guys accidentally shoots the other one when the pastor's son escapes the room. It's just a big old melee. Kane, like, didn't I tell you to stick to the plan? They all dip. I'm like, why is he robbing a church? Because he ain't got no money on him? Is that the problem? He left out of Monet house with no paper? Like, nigga, you ain't got a bank account? Like, what the fuck? You ain't got a rush card, my nigga? So Jabari, Carrie, Dad, and Professor Simmons is in class, and they tell the students that 5 students with the highest GPAs get to move on to the semifinals of the Canonical Studies Fellowship. So some little ragged ass little boy come running in the classroom throwing condoms because it's sex week. Ooh wee. So some boy say to Brushandra, aka light skinned Keisha character, I think you dropped this. And she say, boy, if you don't get that shit out of my face, this right here, this pussy, my nigga, this pussy right here, my nigga, it's for niggas with MBAs and mortgages. And I was like, that's one of the best lines these niggas have ever written on this show. Amen. So that week, because it's sex week, the Qs, which is a fraternity, have this big ass wild sex orgy party that the school does not condone, but all the kids go to anyway. So we find out who the 5 students were that made it to the semifinals, and 2 of the students were Lauren and Brushandria. Tariq did not make it, and this is a setback for him because, you know, he wanted to graduate early, so he's upset by this. So after class, Carrie Dad follows him to say that, you know, she knows he's upset. You know, she know that how much he needed this and how much he was banking on it. And, you know, she has her hand on his arm and she's speaking to him. And Tariq said, I don't want to talk about this. You know, that little boy, Michael Rainey, is so cute to me. He is so fly and so cute to me in real life. By the way, he does have a YouTube channel called Where Is 22. If you want to check it out, I love him and his little friends or whatever. I love his style in real life. He a fly ass little nigga. But that nigga on this show cannot enunciate for shit. I wish he talked how he does in real life on the show, because on the show he does not open his mouth when he talks. I don't want to talk about this. So, Jabari weird ass peeps them talking and is watching them because, you know, they both like to fuck students and shit with their nasty asses. And I was like, we had a whole episode free of these 2 freaky motherfuckers, and here we go again with this dumbass, incestuous, pedophilish storyline that they keep throwing on us. Like, please let this be the last season for Carrie Dad and Jabari. They don't need to be here. Like, exit stage left. Their storyline is stupid and it's creepy and it's weird. So Braden is eating Riley out, and she say he getting better at it. And I was like, I can believe you, Riley, because that little nigga look like he don't even know how to lick a lollipop, let alone a pussy. So they laying in bed kikiing, and she asked him where he was that night. She was, you know, in their room or whatever. And she was like, I know Tariq told you to lie to me. He keep it a buck and keep the same story, but, you know, she looking at him like, nigga, I don't believe you. You know, she trying to fuck him and get info out of him to run back and tell her Uncle Sex. So Tariq comes in the room, like, hey, yo, Brady, we need to talk. And he catches them in the bed. And Tariq is like, I thought I told you not to bring her back here. Like, he is tired of that hoe. Braden was like, you know, it's sex week. You don't have to get my swerve on. Tariq said, y'all look like 2 raw chicken cutlets in that fucking bed. And I was like, another great line. That was funny. So he leave mad. Like, don't bring that bitch back here. You know, because he know that something foul is up with that bitch. So Jabari asks Carrie Dad what's going on with her and Tariq. And she reminds him that, you know, I'm his advisor. Mind your business. We just co-workers. So he asks her for a favor on his book. And remember that he took Tariq's paper and used a lot of it for his new book. plagiarism or whatever. So she says that, they should only discuss work at this point. She got some new dick that's hitting all the right spots. She ain't got time for Jabari weird ass antics no more. So he offers to help her with the no course on the 48 Laws of Power assignment because, he trying to get in good with her because, he need her help. So Monet comes in looking like a bad bitch and all red with them red high-waisted pants. And I was like, come on, Monet. And she tells Drew and Diana that the re-up is coming up in 2 days. And they remind her that Kane always, help her. And so Monet was like, nah, Drew, you can do it with me. So she leave out the room. They decide to go look for Kane themselves. All I know is they write Monet character like she can't stand them kids. Like every minute she looking at them like, motherfuckers, you dusty niggas. Like, can't believe I pushed you motherfuckers out my good pussy. Like you niggas get on my nerves. If y'all wasn't a text right off, I would have been shot you niggas. Like Mary J. Blige be looking at them kids with disgust. Like she hates her own kids. That shit be cracking me up. So Monet calls Lorenzo, asking did Kane come talk to him because she knows that every time they get into it, he go run into his daddy. And she was like, he says, yeah, he came to see me. She was like, well, what did you say to him? And he was like, I just had a little talk with him, told him, don't put your hands on my fucking wife no more. But he fails to tell her that, he had him jumped. So Monet reminds him about the drop that's coming up. And Lorenzo was like, all I did was explain to him his place in his fucking family. He'll be back, like, just chill out. Everything will be cool. So she was like, I hope you right, little nigga. So Reek drops off a paper to Zeke. He's still writing papers for that little dumbass nigga. And Zeke say, he been a little bit busy. He been fucking with some new pussy. I'm gonna get up with you, my nigga. So Stern's man wife pops up on Tariq at the school because Tariq ain't been answering none of his phone calls, and he want to know about all these unfulfilled orders on the app. And so Tariq was like, I ran into a little problem. I'm gonna handle it. So dude tell him basically get the fuck to work, bitch. So Reek calls Monet, and tells her that he need more product, but she tells him he'll have to wait because she waiting for product herself. So he like, fuck. So his back is up against the wall. He's in a bind. So Davis goes to see Sax, who hasn't been answering none of his phone calls. Sax tells him that he's going to get fired if he doesn't do a better job of trying to convict Tasha. So Sax says, I need someone that will say Tasha was the queen pin, but knows the truth about ghosts. So then he goes to see Angela's sister Paz. And I was like, God damn it, I thought we got rid of this bitch too. So he asked her to testify. She was like, she don't really want to. She was like, Tasha didn't tell me anything about no murder. And Sax was like, all you have to do is say that on the stand. Like, this is not even a request. Like, I can subpoena your ass to do it anyway. So Diana goes over one of Kane's hoes' house to look for him. And of course he is there. So she tells him to come home and show Monet how much she depends on him. And Kane was like, the streets are kind of hot for me right now, but I'll be there as long as you don't tell me, mama, where I'm at. So they hug and tell each other they love each other. Now I was like, in real life, they probably would have still hugged. They probably would have still said that they love each other. But in real life, she would have been like, nigga, don't put your hands on me no motherfucking more. Or my motherfucking mama, bitch. And hit his ass and ran. So Tasha calls Tariq. And I just want to know how this phone still got juice. How this phone battery ain't died yet. I just really want to know. Like months have passed by and she still got a fully charged phone with no charger. I'm really not understanding this writers. Like, make it make sense, my nigga. That's strike number 1 of shit that don't make sense. Things that make you go, So she tells him not to come to court since his name has been brought up because she knows that something ain't right. So Braden come in and Tariq hurry up and end the phone call. So Tariq confronts him about Riley and not, bringing her back to their motherfucking room. And Braden was like, he'll handle it. So Monet asks Drew, did Kane talk to him about Lorenzo? And he says, he don't know nothing. Like, I ain't talked to that nigga. That nigga just worried about his dick, Everett, and when he gonna be able to suck on it again. So Diana come in and was like, I know where he at. Sure do. Because that's exactly how that little girl be doing her face. I sure do, ma. Yep. Who gonna check me? But what? So she was like, I know where he at, but I can't tell you where. But he'll be at the drop. So Monet say, all right, back to regular protocol. Drew, you make the cash. You make the cash from the bishop, and Diana, you'll be at the bar sorting product. And so I understand that she has to show her kids the business, but why ain't nobody else helping them? If they supposed to be the Tejada family, they supposed to be running all of Jersey or Brooklyn or Harlem, wherever the fuck they living at. Why don't they have workers doing that for them? I know that they mentioned that they got somebody to do it for them, but you would think if they this big family, they got all of this pool and they running the whole city, they would have just more than one person sorting product. And why would they be sorting product in a bar that they own that could easily be ran up in by authorities? Things that make you go, doesn't make any sense. Stupid as fuck. Another strike against the writers. So Monet says, you real bold telling me you ain't gonna say where your brother is. And Diana said he gotta trust somebody in the house. He can't trust you or daddy, so he can trust me. Plus, you know what you need to know. And Monet was like, yeah, I got what I need. You can go now. She was looking at her like, all right, little bitch, fuck out my face. Like, she hate them kids. So Carrie dad is riding Zeke old fundamental. I don't even know the word to use for this dumb nigga. His hooked on phonics dick. And they still fucking, and she asks, is he going to the Q party? He was like, nah, I ain't worried about no random hoes when I got me a real woman. And he wants her to meet Monet. And I was like, look at this little nigga sprung off that old seasoned pussy. So she said, nah, you got to remember, I'm a professor. We can't, this is not, kosher. We can't be doing this. She was like, I urge you to go to the party just for appearance's sake. So, he was a little bit in his feces about it, but he was like, I ain't going nowhere. Like, I'm locked in, bitch. So they start fucking again. The dick is great, honey. So Tariq is steady getting more and more orders that he cannot fulfill. So he takes Diana. Does she know where the next delivery is, but stops once Trace walks in the room looking for Braden. And Tariq confronts him about stealing his product and threatens to get Kane on him again. Trace says he'll call the cops. Like, bitch, y'all not gonna fuck up this cute face again. So Tariq tells him he has an alibi because he was there playing chess with Riley, so he'll only be getting Braden in trouble. Bitch. So Trace is like, I don't know what kind of freaky shit y'all got going on, but I saw you and Riley in my room at your birthday party that night. And Tariq was like, I went in the room with her. He was like, yes, you was. Motherfucker. So Tariq now putting two and two together, like, what is going on? Because you remember last week she almost told on herself about drugging him. So Zeke goes to take a shower at Carrie Dad's apartment. So there's a knock on the door. She was like, I'll get it. It's just the food. So she goes to the door in just her robe. But lo and behold, it's Jabari there bringing food for her, trying to kick it, trying to fuck. So she tells him to keep it strictly professional. Don't be popping up at her house no more. And Jabari say, but this is what we do. We fight, we argue, we make up. What's changed? And then he heard the shower start running. He was like, oh, bitch, you got some new dick. And so the psychopath in him get to shaking and shit. So he see the television on the sports channel, and then he see the condom wrappers that the kids at the school have been using. And so she slammed the door in his face. So he rushed down the steps all mad and shit, all dramatic, like is he on Days of Our Lives and some shit. So he get in the car and take the cue cards out, and he rips Tariq's name up and writes a new cue card with a different secret on the back. I was like, so gossip girlish. Oh my God. So in class, Carrie Dad gives all the kids their cards with their secrets on the back. And Carrie Dad says, on the back is a secret. Your job is to guard that secret while your partner uses the tactics in the 48 laws of power to get you to reveal it. One of the students says, what stops us from just telling each other our secret? And Carrie Dad says, then you both fail. That makes absolutely no sense. They could easily just lie to you and say that, we did the 48 laws or whatever, use one of the laws as what the tactic they use, and they still could have told each other the fucking secret. Strike number 3 for the writers. Things that make you go, like, dumb. Okay. So Tariq and Lauren partner up, and they in her room, and he snatches one of her little notebooks or whatever. She's like, give it back. And so she pushed him on the bed, and she climbed on top of him, straddling him, and she tickling him. He like, stop, you're doing too much. And then here come Malcolm, her little boyfriend, walk in, and he takes out his phone and starts taking pictures. Once again, so gossip girlish. And so they peep him, and they was like, what are you doing? He was like, I want you to see yourself. I was like, okay, Chuck Bass. So, what was funny, Tariq said, yo, nigga, don't you go to school in D.C.? Like, why are you always here? That was funny. Malcolm say, how disrespectful can you be to put your hands on another man's woman? Who Who talks like that? But okay. So Tariq said, yo, get your nigga before he get himself hurt. And I was like, okay, Tariq. I sit on it with my old ass. So Lariq. So Lauren asks Tariq to go. And on his way out, Tariq say, later, nigga, to Malcolm again. So then Lauren and Malcolm go back and forth, and she end up breaking up with his old high city ass. So Tariq is on the corner in the city waiting for Braden. And he just randomly sees Riley walking, and she gets on the train, and he follows her all the way to the courthouse. Just randomly sees her walking. Oh my God. Things that make you go. So Riley in the court on weed charges. And Riley says, my uncle is going to represent me. She's like, oh, I mean, my lawyer. So Tariq is in the back of the court. She doesn't notice that he's there. Okay. When Sax walks in, and Tariq looking like, that's her motherfucking uncle. Oh, that's what that bitch on. Oh, she a motherfucking op for her uncle. Okay, this bitch been sent to watch my ass. All right. So he texts Braden that they need to talk. So back in his room, Tariq tells him that Riley tried to fuck him the night of the party, and that even Trace knows it. And I was like, at first I was like, why he just won't tell Tariq the truth? But you know, he can't tell the little nigga everything, because you know, I guess it's smart, because he don't know if he can all the way trust him with everything. So Braden automatically don't believe him and says he lying to him again, and he's throwing him out. Okay. So I told y'all it's going to be a problem with Braden. I told y'all that they ain't as ace boon coon as they seem. Braden can be easily swayed. There's going to be a rift in that friendship at some point. So Jabari texts Tariq to come to his office. Tariq goes to his office, and he asks Tariq where he was the previous morning. And I would have been like, nigga, why? This ain't none of your business. Like, what the fuck? So Tariq tell him he was in a library or somewhere, and he was like, nah, that can't be true, because the library ain't even open at that time, or whatever. So Jabari offers him extra credit and a second chance at the fellowship if he write a paper on the power of relationships. Once again, low-key using Tariq, so he can use his words and things for this book that he's writing. And this is going to, of course, come back to bite him in the ass once Tariq finds out what the fuck this nigga did. So Sax, Steve, Davis, and Tasha are in court. Sax calls Paz to the stand, and Tasha is shook. Sax questions Paz about Tasha running the organization. Paz says that Tommy killed Angela, and that Tasha was the one that told her he did. And Sax is like, how did she know? It never occurred to you that she ordered him to do it. So now Paz is looking like, oh my God, maybe she did. Un poquito. So Paz say they were getting along. Her and Tasha were getting along at the end of everything. And Sax says, who told you that, girl? Who? Who said that? Who said that? Tasha? You were her useful idiot. Isn't it possible that she was calling the shots the whole time? So Paz was like, see? So Tasha looking like, what the fuck? And she even say, what the fuck, Davis? I thought you said we had nothing to worry about. So Davis was like, it's okay. Sax has no idea who he's fucking with. And so he give him the old soap opera style, like, I'm gonna get your ass. So Kane is picked up by the police for the robbery, as he was going to help Monet with the pickup. But he gets pulled over by the police for the robbery that he pulled at the church. So Monet asks Diana, like, where is your brother at? Mind you, Diana had on the blue jean Fenty dress that Rihanna released last year. I was like, come on, Diana, with the designer. So Diana assures her that he'll be there. So Tariq, in the meanwhile, texts her about the delivery, and she asks him to come down to the bar ASAP Rocky. So Davis in court questions Paz, and he asks her about, you know, how you get this nail salon that you're running now. And she was like, I got it from James St. Patrick Estate. So saying that on the stand made her look bad. It like basically discredited everything that she had just said about Tasha. Like, why would somebody, you know, leave you money if the person was trying to kill somebody? I don't know. This shit is all merry-go-round and rosy. So Trace grabs Braden as he's walking down the steps at school, and Trace says, you know, whatever your roommate got you into. And Braden was like, yeah, I know, he's a fucking dick. Just made up some story about my girlfriend coming on to him. And Trace was like, not to take up for him, but he ain't lying. I saw it. So Braden was like, oh my God. And so he brushed off to go find Tariq. So Tariq comes to the bar. He down in the basement with Diana in her fancy dress. And he gets a phone call, and she automatically thinks that it's Lauren. So she feeling some type of way. And I was like, Why do they keep on writing this little girl character where she is so motherfucking thirsty and insecure? Like, I know she's a teenager, but my God, like, what has this little nigga done for her that makes her so sprung off this little nigga? Like, what? Nothing. Like, I can see if she fucked him and gave him her virginity at this point, that would give her a reason. But like, this nigga ain't never took her on a date. He don't call her unless it's about, business. She kissed him. Like, why are they writing her character to be so fucking thirsty? I hate it. So while his back is turned, she sneaks and goes into his bag and she finds condoms, and then she sees the cue card that says that a student at Stansfield is sleeping with a professor. And I was like, why do they got her sneaking through this man's stuff? Like, I just absolutely hate the way they write her character. I was like, here we go with the Tasha 2.0 bullshit again. I was like, here we go. So Monet texts Diana, where is Kane? And Diana says she don't know. And was like, do you want me to come upstairs? She was like, no, stay your ass downstairs. And so she then grabs her gun from out her purse and tucks it in the back of her pants. And I was like, once again, things that make you go, Strike number what? We on 4 or 5 at this point. If once again, they are the Tejada family. They are this big drug conglomerate that run half of fucking New York. Why wouldn't she have workers, people, gunmen, shooters lined up to be there with her? Why would it only be that she would only rely on her son and her other son and her daughter? They got hitters. Where are these hitters? Where are they? Why are they not written in? That makes no sense. Second of all, why would once again product be dropped off at a bar that they own? That makes no fucking sense. Writers, make it make sense. Where's her shooters? Where's her hitters? When, like, come on the fuck on. Come the fuck on. She would not be getting orders and shit by herself with just her 2 teenage kids. All right, people. So a dude then walk in with a product in a box and asked where Kane is. She was like, that ain't none of your motherfucking business. So Kane is given the chance to make his phone calls, and he calling somebody's phone, but it keep on going to voicemail. So then he calls Ramirez and tells him that he's at the precinct. Remember last week, Ramirez told him, motherfucker, since you run shit, don't call me. So Tariq ends his phone call, and Diana was like, was that Lauren? I was like, oh my God. So he says it was his professor. He tells her that Lauren wasn't in his room that night and that it was Braden's girlfriend that was in the room. And he was like, ain't shit going down between me and Lauren. Lauren got a man. So Diana was like, so you weren't trying to play me at the party that night? He was like, nah, I was trying to protect you and me. You don't know who's watching you while you're at Stansfield. You keep thinking I don't like you, but that's not the case. It's just my life is made complicated. And Diane was like, well, you can talk to me about it. He was like, I really, really wish I could. And then they kissed. That part I loved. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I just hate that they got Diana being, like I said, once again, so thirsty, so all on his motherfucking dick. And once again, we're seeing they're setting it up where she's the new Tasha and Lauren is the new Angela, and he can be himself with he can fully be himself with Diana because she knows both sides of him, but he can't be his full self with Lauren because she's the goody two shoes. And it's like the goody two shoes one is the one that he probably will end up with, and the thirsty thirst bucket will probably try to get pregnant by him on purpose and some shit to keep him. Like, I just hate the way they writing Diana's character. They making her Tasha 2.0, and it's just like, why are we watching a show where y'all basically are recycling what we fucking just watched on Power? But it's just like we're getting a glimpse of how Ghost end up becoming who he was. It's basically like we're seeing how Ghost, Tasha, and Tommy and Angela's stories began as teenagers. Like, that's basically what they're doing. And it's just like, really, people? Can we get a whole new storyline, a whole new everything, a whole new plot line? Like, I don't want to watch 5 more seasons of Ghost, Tommy, and Tasha and Angela all over again. Not here for it at all. Don't want to do it. Don't have the patience for it. I'm already annoyed. Like, please, let's not do this again. But that's exactly where they're going with this. So upstairs, Monet tell the little dude that she wants all the pills he got, but that she told Rico she'll only take half the coke. So the little dude was like, Rico ain't passed that message along to me. I can leave you with half the coke, but I'm leaving with my full amount either way. And Monet says, Rico may be your boss, but I'm Monet Tejada, and this ain't no negotiation. Once again, if you Monet Tejada, why aren't you by yourself? Where are your hitters? So dude was like, you gonna have to show me where you keep your cash at. He grab a box cutter and go to attack her. And they tussle him, and Tariq and Diana downstairs in the basement kissing, and they hear what's going on upstairs. So she kicked the dude up off of her, and he fall to the ground, and then he grabbed the box cut and stand up. Tariq run up the steps, so the dude turn around, and while he's turned around, Monet grabs her gun and say, hey, the dude turn around, she shoot him in the stomach, then she stand up and stand over the little dude and say, you mess with the wrong bitch, and she shoot him in the head, and she was like, what the fuck are you doing here? And she was like, oh, I get it. Like, you're here with my fucking daughter. Y'all downstairs canoodling, fucking, and doing whatever. So Diana tells her, Rick offers to get rid of the body. He was like, nah. She was like, Mom, you can trust him. So she was like, all right, you can help Drew get rid of the body. So he was like, all right, I got you. So once again, like I said, he's going to really become implanted in the Tejada family. I really do honestly believe that him and Diana, he's going to end up being Diana's first. Diana gonna end up getting pregnant by him. He's going to become a fixture in that family. Tasha gonna get out of jail. They gonna all start working together or whatever. I really hope that they honestly make Tasha and Monet good Judies, some, good girlfriends or some shit or whatever. And I really hope that they stop this storyline where Kane hates Tariq. Like, can we do something fresh? Oh God, Jesus. But I just want Tariq to genuinely fall in love with Diana. I don't want it to be a situation where he feels obligated to be with her, but that's obvious where they're gonna go with this, where he's obligated to be with Diana but actually loves Lauren. I'm like, oh God, what the fuck ever. So Braden goes to see Riley and breaks up with her for trying to sleep with Tariq. She says that he's lying. And he was like, Trace saw you. And she tells him that Trace was the one that tried to hit on her. She was telling the truth about that. And Braden says, prove me wrong. Tell me what you were doing that night with Tariq. And of course, she can't tell him that, she the op. So he was like, all right then, bet. And he leaves. So Tariq and Drew get rid of the body. They both got blood all on their shirt. And Drew tells him that they're going to make it look like a robbery. So Tariq's like, give me the gun, I'll do it. And he was like, you ain't never got a body on you before. Like, and so Tariq stand there like he ain't never killed nobody, but he didn't kill two people. So he helped him get rid of the body, and blood is splattered all on Tariq's face, and he's further going down the rabbit hole of being a thug. So Ramirez gets Kane out of jail, and Kane tells him that Monet don't need him anymore because she's changing her entire business and working with Tariq lame ass. And Ramirez is like, she working with Tariq St. Patrick? Like, he's shocked by this. He was like, yeah, she pushed me out, so she don't need me. Guess who's next? It's either us or him, unless you want to do something to stop him. And Ramirez was like, get in. And I was like, here we go with the Kane against Tariq shit. Oh God, blah, 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 blah. I think that they're going to start it off where they don't get along, but I really see there's going to come a point where Kane and Tariq actually end up fucking with each other. But we shall see. So Monet tells Diana she better tell her where Kane is as him and Ramirez walk in. Ramirez tells her that he was picked up by the police. Monet was like, do you have any idea what you exposed us to tonight? Diana says DC Joe attacked Ma. She had to take care of him herself. So Kane was like, all right, I'll handle it. I'll get rid of the body. Monet was like, nah, Drew and Tariq already did it. And Kane looked at Ramirez like, nigga, I told you. So Monet sends Diana to her room after Ramirez leaves. And Monet was like, did the cops do that to your face? And he was like, no. And he walked off mad. So at that moment, that's when she knew what happened to him, and that Lorenzo was the one that had him fucked up. So back at his dorm, Lauren offers to go to the Q party with Tariq, and she tells him that she broke up with Malcolm. So they go inside his room, and she see that he upset, and they start kissing, and she goes to take off his jacket, but he stops her and says Professor Carrie Dad is sleeping with a student. She was like, huh? He was like, that's my secret. That's what you're here for, right? By any means necessary. We're hanging out and your boyfriend walks in. You start acting like a completely different person. Then you break up with your boyfriend, expect me to jump. When you say jump, it's like, I don't even know who you are. And she was like, obviously, I don't know who you are either. So she leaves upset and mad. But we realize when he unzips his jacket that the reason why he came at her so hard is because he had blood on his shirt and he had to get fucking rid of her. He would have fucked her, if he didn't have the blood on his shirt. And once again, that's beckoning back to his father and how his father used to have to push Angela away when he did dirt or whatever. And this is when he was covering up who he actually was. And once again, Tariq is back in the same position of this whole Angela Tasha love story triangle, and it's so tired and boring. So the next day, the students turn in their cue cards. Lauren tells Carrie Dad that Tariq told her his secret, but she thinks he might have been lying, and she hands Carrie Dad his cue card. Carrie Dad reads it and is scared shitless. So David storms in Sack's office going off about what happened in court. And Sack says he has what they need to take Tariq down. And he hands him a file and says, has Tasha ever mentioned Epiphany Turner? That's the girl that Tariq had dealing for him. So Lorenzo gets a call from Monet. And Monet was like, you went too far with Kane. You think he makes emotional decisions, but where do you think he gets that from? Once again, Kane is that man's son. I don't know why y'all think that that man is not his son just because he's dark skinned, but Diana's character is chocolate. It doesn't make sense. If they were really trying to go off that he wasn't his kid based off skin complexion, then they would have had Diana be Drew's complexion or something like that. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason why you all should really think that that man is not his son. She even says that that's your son, and why do you think he gets these emotional decisions from? He gets it from you. I don't think that there's going to be any switch up of that not being his son. That's his son. So Lorenzo says, you're not a man, Mo. Monet says, he's mine. Don't do that shit again. And she hang up. So Carrie Dad calls Jabari to her office. And Jabari said, I know everything, Carrie. I know you're sleeping with Tariq. And Carrie Dad was like, I don't know what you think you saw, but this card is an admission of guilt for sleeping with your TA, Melissa. It's in your own handwriting. Now, I can turn this into administration and you can stay out of my business. And I was like, get his ass. But I still think this damn storyline is stupid as fuck. So Rick is in his room writing the paper for Jabari, and Braden comes in and tells him that he broke up with Riley and that he's sorry. And Tariq was like, you want to watch Lethal Weapon? He was like, yeah, let's do it. So Paz goes to see Tasha in jail and asks if she lied to her the entire time, and Tasha was like, no. Paz say, I went to Truth that night, but I heard your voice in my head. So Tasha was like, I didn't kill James. Paz say, but you know who did. Angela didn't get out in time. Maybe it's your turn to walk away. And then the episode goes on. Like I said, this episode, there were things I liked, and then the episode, there were things that I hated and that just were dumb for the writers on their part. So overall, I give tonight's episode a C-. Let me know what y'all think about tonight's episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button, and make sure you tune into my Real Housewives of Potomac review tonight. I have a special surprise for you guys. It's going to be a special review. So make sure you guys tune in. I love you so much. Bye.